eh? Hey.
3, 2, 1, boom. All right, everybody, welcome back on a lovely, lovely Tuesday night, March the 14th. Howler outside, howler today. Did I get sunburnt? No, I was inside all day. Did the aircon work? No, so I was hot. Sup, Andy?
Sup, man? Fuck it. I was underground all day, so I didn't even know it was sunny until this afternoon.
Yeah, it was wild. I mean, I could see it, but I couldn't feel it.
Mind you, it was fucking cold last night and cold this morning, and dare I say it, we're going into hoodie season.
Was it cold?
This morning?
Yeah.
I don't know, what time are you up?
Actually, this morning I got up at like 7, but yesterday I was up at like 5.
Damn, I still had a chill until Smoko.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We like that.
I mean, it was clear skies, and again, I was underground. Could be something to do with it. I don't know. But definitely that hoodie weather is coming back.
Sweet. Nice. I love to hear it. I do love me some hoodie weather. I need to stock up on some hoodies, actually. I think I'm running dry.
The missus take them all.
Dude, I just don't have any. And I spill food, and then now because of the house, everything... You be like, I'll just dig into the house and do something. And you're like, I'll just do a quick coat of paint on that, and then... yuck. It dribbled.
Yeah.
But everything becomes paint clothes, or like, it's got waterproofing stuff on it. Nothing stays nice, and it's all the times that I've just been like, oh, I'm just going to nip in and do like an hour.
Right, so you've not just gone and put on like a work hoodie. Just like, oh, just do a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's usually when I shoot there after work or something like that, and I get I'll just have like a hoodie in the car or something, I'll throw it on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much been me. Real tedious shit, scraping shit from between tiles. I'm going to grout them this weekend, and I'm going to dig a trench. So I'm looking forward to digging a trench.
Nice.
Yeah.
Screw that. Get a digger.
There's like mains underneath. So
Yeah.
yeah, and it's in a real tight spot. We did do something on the weekend though. We went and watched the Warriors, and we had a couple of drinks, and that was lovely. I had a good time.
Yeah, I was annoyed, as everyone that knows me knows exactly how I get. I was a little peeved when we got there. It was a bit crowded. People were having lunch. I don't think a single person was in there to watch the Warriors.
Nah, they're like,
Which like they always have, like you say, they've always got like rugby league on there, and you thought, oh yeah, let's go down local pub, watch the game. I get to the bar, order a Tiger Tower, thinking, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon in the sun, bevies with the boys watching rugby league. $70 for a Tiger Tower.
in hindsight,
Let that sink in.
we got 9 beers out of it.
Yeah, but they were like half beers.
But even if you got 6 full pints, that's only just over $10 a pint, which is pretty standard for a pub.
Yeah, well, the reason why you go for something like that is to help you save money.
Yeah, true.
I feel like we got shafted big time.
We're going against big beer.
But however, watching the game, unfortunate. A few good things to take away for the Wires. I think, well, was it 20 to 12?
20 to 12, we played pretty well. Got some kind of fell apart in the end. Our discipline let us down. Some real dumb errors. We lost to a Roosters team that probably didn't deserve to win, but, you know, they've just got the runs on the board.
Yeah.
But this ain't the sports section. What we did do, we actually knocked back a couple of beer towers, and then we knocked over a beer tower. Actually, I'll tell you.
Yeah, we did.
I'll tell you what. I stood up to go for my first wee, which actually was a mistake because I didn't need a wee that bad, and after that I was weeing every 2 minutes, which pissed me off.
Yeah, never break the seal.
Yeah, but I was you know, I'll get out of the woods. And when I got back, not only had the Roosters scored, but there was a beer tower knocked over, and I looked at Andy and Ryan from across the room, and I thought, geez, these boys need a leader. And I came and sat back down and said, all right, boys, all right.
Fuck off.
We're all going to look at this thing, and then eventually someone that works here is going to do something. And that's exactly what we did. And then a lady came over and she also said, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But I don't know if she was being like cool, like oh.
Yeah,
like,
was it like in a flirtatious way? Like, I don't give a fuck.
yeah, I don't care what you guys do. Like, you can wipe that into your handbag if you want. You're like, ooh, gross. I'm going to Zamboni this thing off the table.
headbutted the mic.
But to the dickhead in the tight shorts and the tight sleeves that said taxi, dude, go polish a jag off.
Jag off, man. Nah, fuck that guy. It was, look, I'm a big taxi guy as well, but this guy, okay, let me back it up a bit. I was trying to pour the Tiger Tower and get the last bit out of it. So not only was I like, you know, I paid $70 for this thing. You can see me like,
there better be a damn tiger coming out.
For that fucking price, I hope so. So there I am. I'm pulling the lever to pour my own bevy, and I'm thinking, you know what works here? Science.
But not common sense.
No. So I start tilting it, like so it's on its like off its axis, and trying to get the most out of it out of the tap. And the Tiger Tower, it doesn't tip. It snaps in half, like at the joint, at the tap, and the whole like. And because I'm pulling this thing ferociously, my arm went flying to the right, and I let go of it mid-flight, and so the whole top half of the tower went flying across the fucking bar. And this thing's full of ice, and it just fucking went everywhere.
Yeah, it was.
And so this guy had the audacity. Right, I didn't make a mistake at all. The fucking thing broke on me. Had the audacity to yell taxi.
Always funny, not.
But he stared me dead in the eyes, locked eye contact, and said, like, changed his voice like taxi. It was like,
say it 3 times.
Like, I know if you're probably listening and you can't see the
eye contact was heavy.
Like, it changes the whole mood of things, and it's like, fuck, what, you want to get out of here, or like, what's
freaking real, man?
What's going on? It's like, what are you trying to purposely embarrass me? Like, but like,
oh, you're cool because you're not allowed to drink because you're at your freaking Nana's 60th looking after the kids that you wish you didn't have this early in your life.
Yeah, make fun of me anonymously, all right, please.
Yeah, behind the back's always better.
Don't fucking own up to it. I'll throw the next one at you.
Yeah, jag off. Kick rocks.
Twice now.
Yeah, I know.
So our fearless leader. Wait, were you saying you're the leader?
I just thought you guys were rudderless.
Oh, yeah.
I walk over and Ryan's hay fever's just sinking him, and Andy's knocked a beer tower over, and I was just thinking, boy, oh boy, let's get some food in these guys. And I didn't even Ryan sorted it all.
Yeah.
But then we were outside. Like, once the game ended, we went outside, and then we saw some friends. Like, we saw a friend of ours and her boyfriend, and they were on a date, and we were like, on a date.
What?
And and then they came over and they were like, all right, like, we kind of went on a date because we want to stop ourselves from spending money and going out, so we've kept it local, and we're kind of like saving up for this big trip, and we're going to buy a house, so we're just doing this. And I was like, dude, if this ain't being 27, 28, wherever old we are, like, that's the epitome of like avoiding very real life issues of like, I can't spend money, otherwise I literally can't buy a house. But also like pretty keen to do something.
Yeah. Let's low key save money and go to a bar to drink.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no,
no, you got to keep it zany. You got to take.
Nah, I wholeheartedly agree with their decision because I know them and I understand where they're coming from. Like, they would have sent.
That's the thing. I thought they were quite like when they said like, "Oh no, we're just keeping local because if we venture towards the city or something, then it's game over." I was like, yes, yeah, I see that in you."
And that's a 2023 problem.
What's that?
Just literally what we just talked about. Like you'll. Oh, sorry, my headphones are fucking up. If you head towards like town and stuff, you're gonna go blow a whole load of fucking money.
Yeah.
So you like as in 2023, you got to like avoid your friends who are drinking and go drink somewhere else because you still want to have a good time and have a good night. But
yeah,
you know, if you're out with your mates in town or whatever, you're going to spend so much more.
The night's going to, but sometimes when you make that mistake, that leads to like the best nights you ever have. Of just like, fuck it, I'll do it. Let's see, like,
oh, fucking oh.
Devil may care attitude, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. But I'll tell you one thing from that night.
Yeah.
I am not a Margie's guy.
That shocked me. Me and you have drunk them together.
I don't think we have.
Australia, other places.
Wait, when in Australia?
At the wedding.
No. Did I? I don't fucking know. I don't remember that at all. Well, I was still relatively sober at this point. On Saturday night, and we ordered some margaritas, and I could not believe, because they had the salt around the rim of the glass.
Yeah.
Way too much for me. Not that it was heaps of salt, sorry, but it was just my whole taste buds, like, it just did not
It
like
is a bit of a sensory, like.
Yeah.
So you can push it aside.
I did. I did that.
Or like use your lemon to like wipe it off the brim.
Yeah.
But the aim is to, you know how you do like the whole lemon salt thing of a tequila shot?
Yeah.
It's like imitating that.
As a drink. Yeah. I
as a nice, beautiful, refreshing, tart but pungy drink.
Yeah, you're a man, Jared.
Yes, and then we had a couple of French martinis, then we called it a night.
No, what happened was these two girls came to our table as well and gave us the rest of their beer tower, like in glasses. Was like,
that's right.
And I think they're probably looking at us like, those guys need some beer.
Yeah.
We're just sitting there drinking French martinis.
Yeah, finish those off, guys.
Yeah.
God, I'm trying to pinch and roll right now. I can't quite get the frickin'... You know the pinch and roll?
I know what a pinch and roll is. I don't think our listeners want to hear that.
This is real life. And shit like that happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes nuts get itchy.
Put that on a shirt.
This is real life. Nuts get itchy.
It's my mantra. That actually works on so many levels.
What?
Like, this is real life. Nuts get itchy. Like, it's like saying, like, shit happens. Just fucking get on with it.
Nuts get itchy. You just fucking pinch and roll and carry on. You just announce that shit.
It's the new fire drill.
That's the thing.
Stop,
No one
actually
scratches the nut. Like, you're not sitting there with like talons. Like, you don't scratch it like you scratch your back.
No, right.
Not important. But I mean, we're talking philosophy here, and I'm talking about the actual execution of the pinch and roll, a tried and true technique. Anyway,
Yeah.
are you up to date with what's happening in China?
No.
It rained worms.
What?
Yeah,
like,
rained worms.
Like squirms?
Not squirms.
Oh.
Shout out to squirms.
We got a
Where
packet
did the
of
cue
squirms
come
here.
from? Yeah, we're eating on camera today because that's what listeners want. Anyway, you've heard of raining cats and dogs. Well, it's raining worms. And I'm going to walk you through this and talk. It's raining worms in China, according to a bizarre viral video, with residents urged to carry umbrellas after the creatures apparently started falling from the sky. And here you see, Andy,
Oh my God.
is pop-ups. Oh, God, terms and conditions. Yes.
Yeah, take the
Oh,
cookies.
no, I've been invited to a party.
Oh, no.
What's happening? How did I get on Safari?
It's opening App Store.
Oh, bear with me.
You've been hacked.
All right, here we go. Get down there. Boom. And as you can see, worms everywhere.
You got to put this up on screen in the edit.
Yeah. But there's worms all over cars. In China, Chinese authorities are yet to explain what's happening, but people have taken social media to offer alternative theories behind the phenomenon. According to El Heraldo, residents living in the city have been advised to bring their umbrellas with them if going outside today. And in new clips, residents are seen going about their daily business protected by umbrellas against being pelted by a scourge of falling worms.
I have so many questions.
I have a couple of answers.
Okay.
Depending on the question.
Number one, are all worms the same around the world? Are they like all earthworms the same?
Well, then, yeah, we're on Earth.
All earth kangaroos the same? No, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
No.
If I dig up the soil in here in New Zealand, are they going to have the exact same worms over there? Or are they like bigger and in like...
I reckon the Congo's got some pretty big worms.
Yo, what the
I didn't even mean that. But apparently, yeah.
They do have the biggest average sized worm.
Yeah, well, they got some soil.
Per capita.
Well, they got some soil. They got a big forest there too, dense.
Right, question 2.
Yes.
Is it due to precipitation and worms being pulled up into the sky and then like rained as if it was normal rain and normal weather?
So I'm going to have to be the bearer of bad news here. It turns out that it is not worms, it is inflorescences, which is a cluster of flowers and trees that go into bloom at this time of year. Their flowers look like worms, and they have been sucked up, like you said, and then come down from the sky.
Damn.
Meteorologists from the US.
Oh,
I don't know if they are just angry at China right now.
Oh, they
I
are.
think they are, because he came out and said,
Well,
these are worms from the atmosphere. I think we can say they are space worms. A meteorologist is like, look, I'm going to fucking throw something in the dark right now, and if this sticks, I am Nosferatu. Because if you make a bold claim like space worms and it pans out, you're in the history books.
Yeah.
Your kids are going to college. Everyone's going to college.
You'll be the star of National Treasure 3.
Yeah.
Like,
Space worms.
are you kidding me? Hey, two things. I'm listing shit today. I'm listing shit.
Yeah.
Nothing comes out of America and like unless it's been okayed by their government. So they
Exactly.
they're
Dumb shit
they're
online.
waited-
Someone has to greenlight it.
Yeah,
Like,
like a meteorologist out of the US, they probably interviewed like 4 different ones, and then like waited for the one that was like most outrageous. Like,
Yeah.
and then
All right, guys.
that dude's probably like the head scientist for Biden.
Yeah, I know. And Biden's just sitting there, and they're like, he's tossing and turning like Sleepy Joe. And they're like, "What are we gonna do about it, Joe?" And he's like, "Space worms." And
It's like real life Rick and Morty, like with the space snakes, and they're like have the US president like.
he's sitting there like delirious state, like hasn't had his meds yet, and he's like, "Ooh, space worms." And they're like, "Roll it, roll it, roll it."
Fuck, I love clips from Joe Biden, like
The voice,
what
the
was it?
freaking voice, like Chat GPT, like voice changey thing. What am I saying? AI.
No,
When he's like, "Have you not even downloaded Modern Warfare 2 yet? Get good, noob." And then
no, there's one, and he's like talking on International Women's Day, and he's like, he's trying to like say like 70% of his staff are women, and he's like, yeah, 70% of my woman, 70% of women, 70% of my woman staff are women. It's like, what?
yeah, dude,
He's like,
you shouldn't drive.
dude's having like, he's got Alzheimer's like mid sentence.
Yeah, where am I? They went very Trump very quickly.
I don't know who's worse though.
Yeah.
Like one's just outrageously
And
stupid.
then Trump's
but-
on the side like, "I know this whole menu better than you do."
I was friends with the worms.
These are in fact the best earthworms in the history of the world.
They're not earthworms. They're space worms.
Oh, that's right. We have got space worms before Russia. They will never get my space worms.
Our podcasts have just turned to like just laughing.
Fearless
at shit.
leaders.
Oh my
Fearless
God.
leaders.
America, sort your shit out.
That article that I talked about the space snakes wrapped up with, "This is similar to the time that it rained worms in Norway in 2015, and also quite similar to the time that it rained iguanas in Florida."
What?
And I Googled it. And then it just dozens of headlines saying it's raining iguanas. But what actually happened is that like they've got a lot of trees, right? Because it's quite a tropical area, and iguanas are everywhere. Like they just climb. But when a cold front came through, it literally paralyzes like a lizard. Because
Right.
I don't know.
They fell out
And
of the
they were
trees.
just falling out of the trees
Oh
and
my
cracking
God.
windscreens. Iguanas bigger than you think.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
Well, I don't know how big I think they are, but I think they're bigger than that.
Yeah, I understand that.
We'll work backwards and then go forwards again.
But it sounds
worms.
like this meteorologist is going to be a 3 times bestseller. raining worms, or raining iguanas, raining
Yeah.
worms, and raining worms the sequel.
Yeah.
Space worms.
Worms in space.
Oh, sorry to poke fun, but
Yeah, sorry if you're a worm guy.
no one's favorite like animal is a worm.
Nah. Is
Surely.
it true that, like, did you hear when they were young that you could chop a worm up into 7 pieces and it could just live?
Nah, I think in the similar vein was like if you chopped it in half, it would grow a head on either of them to become two worms.
Yeah.
Something like that. Or because there was
to-
like two hearts or a head and two brains or
I
some shit.
used to pick up worms and, yeah, I was a eat worm kid.
Oh.
Shocking nobody, I think. But I would grab them and I would hold both ends and face them towards me and be like, which one's your face? Am I talking to your butt or your head? Dude, a fucking hilarious thing happened to me today.
1 second. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm tearing through things.
What happened? What happened today?
Like any day, I get in the car and I go to work. I had to get gas. I'm sitting there and I'm shooting off an email while my car's filling up. I hear the door open, but I don't look up from my phone, and some dude just jumps in the passenger seat. And I looked over, and this little apprentice in high-vis is sitting there staring at his legs, holding his smoko.
Oh my God.
And I was like, bruh. And as soon as I spoke, he looked at me, and like a bird or like a rabbit that had got inside, he turned to jump out the car, but the door was closed, just slammed into the window, and then like shook on the spot, and then had to get up and run out of his car. But he was so embarrassed, but he did that thing where you just claim it straight away. Like he got out of the car and he was like, oh, I just got in that guy's car. And I was like, oh, you don't know how to handle this.
Yeah, first day on the
Yeah.
job. I'll be in a ute.
Yeah.
I'll be filling up at the gas station.
The one it was like the exact same ute as mine, like parked on the next gas station bay over.
Oh, dude.
But
that's
my
too
God.
precious. That's
Yeah. Oh, my sweet boy.
You should have got in and kept driving.
But I told my dad about the story, and he told me
That's like in the same vein as like calling the teacher mum or like
grabbing a lady's hand at the supermarket.
yeah, what?
Like,
And it's not your
not your mum.
Or, oh yes, I mean, or like your partner or something. Yeah. Oh, ooh, that makes me.
Yeah.
Poor kid.
Oh my, yeah. So I told my dad about this. Like, we were having a laugh about it this morning, and he was like, "Fuck, I've got one for you. Cop this." And he was like, "Remember when we used to have that little green Subi station wagon that we used around the house as like a spare car?" And I was like, "Yep." He was like, "I took that down the road once to go pick up a Thai dinner for the family." And he was like, "I got out of the car, and when I walked out, some fucking dickhead was sitting in there." And I said, "Oi, get the fuck out of the car." And
Oh no.
yeah. And then the car reverses, and then like the Kumeu car park, it's kind of like you do like a big loop. Dad cut across, got to the other side, sat on the bonnet, and the dude was like panicking, trying to move, and Dad just punched the fucking window.
Oh god.
And then the dude like Dad got off, and Dad was like, "Get the fuck out of the car," and everything. The dude drove off. Dad was like, "Holy shit!" Like, dude just driven off in my car.
Just robbed me. Please tell me he called the cops.
Gets a call. Yeah, Dad rings the cops.
Oh god.
Gets a call back an hour later, and the cops go, "We have a very embarrassed and scared man with us who has gotten in the wrong car, but he has the same car, so the keys worked," which has happened in Subies, which happens in Subies.
That's not what I was expecting.
Do you think Dad fucking punched the window of a random?
I thought he got in, like the dude got in his car and drove off, and your old man thought it was like his. But
No.
it was,
The dude
Wow,
actually
so
did
the
jump in
keys
Dad's
actually
car.
were-
Yeah.
wow.
And then, the cops were like, "He is afraid." He said you were very angry. Argentinian dude, fresh into the country to meet his New Zealand girlfriend. And he was like very bad English, and he wants to meet up in public and swap the keys back. Or like give the car back and say sorry. But
and so did he? How does that end?
yeah, I mean, it all happened. We got it back.
Yeah.
Actually, what ended up happening with that car one day was that I was on the driveway, and I remember walking and picking up a basketball and being like, I can kick it into the hoop, and just kicked it, and I kicked it a good 30 meters and watched it just soar straight through the back windscreen, smashed it, and then I went, I can't be here when my parents come home,
Yo.
and then I left.
Fair enough. I can't recall a time of like breaking a window, like with a house or car or something.
Oh, I did a school classroom one. I kicked a ball straight through it and then ran home because I live like 200 meters away. A couple of times in primary school, I did something wrong and then just ran home.
Fair enough. That's
Yeah.
a fortress.
Possum. Yeah.
Fortress possum? Yeah. It's raining worms.
You will never get my worms. But yeah, I don't know. Smashing a window is always like that. One of those things where like your shoulders are like you know exactly what's going to happen as soon as you let go of like the rock or the ball or something.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I remember once me and my cousin were just standing there under an orange tree, biffing them at the road, expecting nothing to happen, and we just smashed a car windscreen.
Wait, cars were coming past and everything?
We were throwing them over a hedge, but we knew on the other side of the hedge was a main road.
Oh.
So we were lobbing them over that, and we smashed this dude's windscreen, and he came in, and we were just kind of like, sorry, we're kids. And he was like, oh, fuck.
Fuck, can't use that excuse anymore.
Yeah, like me and my cousin were at like one of his relatives. So like he barely knew them, and I didn't know them at all. So it was kind of like, they're not a parent. You can't tell them. And yeah.
Get away with it?
Nothing happened.
Oh. Fuck that as an adult.
Yeah, I know.
Some kids just like I've had that though, like driving past a school and like kids are throwing like in Hobsonville, you know, like where all the housing is, and there's like a primary school in the middle of fucking Hobsonville. Just driving down there for smoko, and like kids biffing rocks and shit at my truck. I pulled over, and they all fucking ran off. But I was like, man. Like I ain't gonna call the school or there was no teacher on duty or whatever. It was like fuck this. What can you do? So that poor dude's just smashed windscreen, just like fuck.
There was one thing I used to do as a kid that I was kind of like, I was like, if this works, shit's going south. I used to cover train tracks in big rocks.
Oh yeah,
And you'd build like a rock pile over the train tracks, and you'd be like derail. Because we lived just up the road from like some train tracks.
Remember this shit? Yeah. It felt like the coolest shit ever. Yeah,
but you're like, if this goes right, it could be terrible, but like it worked.
Yeah, but like, you probably look back and the rocks were like tiny as, and the train would just
the train just fucking vibrate. And they shake off like a kilometer out.
You're just like waiting for the news, like derail.
Yeah. On the nostalgia note, we were talking about some stuff earlier, but I was thinking, because when we were at the bar on Saturday night, you guys laughed at me for having a 10-cent coin in my wallet.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I was like, well, I thought about it afterwards, and I was like, man, like, that's one of those things that's really going to tie us to what era of like humans we are, is like carrying cash. Like it's very much obsolete now in many countries, and it will be obsolete soon, let alone 10 cents.
Yo.
Like it's not real. And
yeah, like that, like, I guess that's why the money changed, 10, 15 years ago. And they got rid of the 5 cents and stuff like that. So
you can like bite through a 5-cent coin.
Yeah, like money's changing, and you're right, they'll probably get rid of the 10 cent.
They'll get rid of cash.
Yeah. True. But I was never like as a kid, I used to have like a coin pouch in the wallet. I remember that.
Yeah,
and
I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Get bonky.
And as soon as like...
I hate having a thick wallet.
Yeah, same. As soon as I got a card, it was like, right, this is the thinnest wallet I could possibly have. Yeah. It was maybe... School ID.
I lose it every year.
Yes, school ID, FPOS card, and I know, like license, my laser tag name, something like that.
Like one thing where you're 9 clicks away from free sushi.
And yeah, I just couldn't stand having change. Having a bulky wallet was so fucking annoying.
My ashtray in my car is where I keep all my coins, because it's all like whenever you just do like a drive-through coffee, I'll always use it there.
Yeah, same. I got like a jar in my glove box, which used to be for like lighters, because I'd always like run out of lighters, or they'd get taken at parties or whatever. And
yeah, and then it became the coin thing. I've got like a travel fund, which is like a money box where I put loose change.
Do you store money, like cash, like?
Oh, because I always have coins in my pockets and shit when I do my washing. Right. When the lady does my washing, I don't do it that much, but. Like she'll always put it in there whenever we clean my room or something, you'll always find, $5, 6 to 10 bucks.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that actually. It's up to, I shouldn't say where it is. This is his address.
It's in the one shelf in my room.
Yeah. Yeah.
But on the story of nostalgia things and things that are potentially going out of
Fashion.
out of fashion.
Fashion.
Space worms. Any day underwater. One that came to mind for me is big fuck off entertainment systems in houses.
Oh, yo.
Oh, when someone had like a big cabinet, you know, friggin' 15, like 5 feet tall of just mixer, amp, something, and then you bump one thing, and you're like, I just want the TV to play, and someone's like, oh, you're putting up the garage door, and then you're like, yeah, you bump one thing, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, they were so fucking massive, but they'd play like real loud shit.
Yeah.
But you'd need like 17 chords just to get it to play the like Sky.
Yeah.
Whatever was playing through Sky to connect it.
Yeah, and you'll be at someone's house and you're like, oh, can I just like flick the telly on? They're like, no, first you need to do that, and then you need to like turn off the DVD player with this one, then you can grab that remote, but that's for the TV, so turn the TV down and I'll turn the speakers up.
Yeah, stand on one foot, pat your stomach and rub your head.
Yeah, you've alarmed the house, idiot. Yeah. And they were always in like a glass cabinet that you'd press in and go tick, tick.
Yeah.
And you could sit and like, if you were sitting there like just laying on the ground watching TV, just open and close it with your foot.
Yeah, the home entertainment systems, have come so far. Like everything's just by Alexa now. Like you get like a sound bar.
You get like a sound bar,
and that's it. But
like in my room, I have a projector which has a built-in speaker.
Okay, that's sick. I really like that idea because you can take that anywhere.
Yeah,
sick. Sorry.
Well, we can't have a TV in a tiny house. There's not really fucking anywhere to put one.
Were you gonna put the projector on the outside of the house?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So we've got that big like triple stacker ranch slider that we're just going to do a big white blind on, and then you can sit out on the deck and chuck the UFC on, or sit inside and watch a movie or something. Because I don't watch it during the day. So if I'm going to watch something during the day, I'll watch it on my laptop, or I'll just sit at my computer and watch it. But at night, when it's dark and a projector's going to do what it fucking does, then it makes sense. Speaking of screens, do you remember like the old CRT screens, right? The cathode ray tube, like the big boxy TVs that kind of had like a more spherical.
The ones that stayed like warm and was like still like greenish when they were off.
And then when you turned it off, it was like fuzzy just for a second, and you would like. I was talking to the lady about this last night. Like, I would stick my head on it because it would spike my hair up. But then I have a distinct memory because you'd knock it and it'd be like thum thum.
Yeah.
And I would always just headbutt it, and I don't know, like it was like one of those like intrusive thought thingies. But like, I'd always give it a little like headbutt to the point where it like hurt me, and I'd be like, "No, this thing's fucking strong." You win again today, glass. I'll get you one day. One day I'll bust you open.
But you couldn't though because it brings you entertainment for hours. You're like, are we friends? Or imagine where you'd be if you didn't headbutt the television growing up. TVs these days couldn't take a headbutt at all. What has happened to the society?
Yeah, I know. Well, to be honest, like those TVs, if you want to get down to brass tacks, those TVs actually have a lot better range in terms of the colors. They show a lot richer colors. They've got a higher range of dynamic range, which is like the amount of color that it lets through per like pixel as such, but it wasn't a pixel because it was tubes that ran down the back of the screen.
Damn.
Yeah.
The more you know. I heard
that was why. So when you plug in a PS2 now on like a widescreen or like a flat TV, you're like, oh, it doesn't look as good as I thought it did. It looked better because it was made for those TVs. It is compressed and downgraded when you put it on a TV now.
I see.
Like it looks better than it's not you just being like, I guess it looked that shit. It did look better.
I see. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I heard those TVs like real hard to get rid of though, like in terms of
terrible for the environment,
like recycling and
yeah. What's in those tubes is like toxic.
Damn.
Yeah, they're going for quite a like pretty hard to get one now with the rise of like retro gaming and everything. There's a market for them online. So if you got one like a freaking 30-inch one or 32-inch one, you could probably get a bit of money for it.
Oh.
I don't know who's carrying one around because they're fucking heavy. They were like a meter backwards.
Just with your grandfather clock and your grand piano.
Yeah. And your bunny ears out the back. Just
the bunny ears. Yeah. Fucking hell.
That was a classic.
I've knocked them off like the TV countless times. Like we'd always play like football or like hallway cricket with those little mini bats and a ping pong ball. And oh man.
That was a weapon of choice in a sibling fight was the bunny ears. Just a
oh.
Yeah.
Damn, we couldn't touch ours. It would be like sacrilege. If Dad caught us like moving the bunny ears,
Yeah.
we're out in Kumu. Like you gotta have them in one certain way to get
You got a
any channel.
satellite. You got a satellite taped to the roof.
I remember this one time, if we're talking old technology, my old man, he got a new phone and he gave me his old phone.
Hell yeah.
And we're talking like I don't even think I was at school yet. Like, so this is like 1999, 2000.
Mm.
And it was one of those old school phones that he had like, that you could like clip to your waistband.
Yeah, fucking sick one.
Yeah. And like an aerial and stuff. And so he gave it to me and I was playing with like, you know, messing around with it. And I dialed 111. Don't dial that, Siri. And it went through. So even though if it didn't have a SIM card, that still worked. And I was like, talking to like the police, and then I was like, oh, Dad, look, there's people on the phone, and Dad's like, hello, and he's like, what's your emergency? And it was like, oh fuck, like turn it off.
That was like something we'd like. I remember like when my parents would go to like we'd go around to barbecues with other kids and stuff. That was something you did. You'd just ring the cops and hang up, and then just be like,
That's right.
you're like. They just called back like the next day.
Yeah, we just prank called them.
Yeah, or you'd like I remember like distinctly as a child ringing up and being like, I'm dying, and then like hanging up.
Did you ever do like apart from that, like actual prank calls as kids?
I don't really like talking on the phone that much.
Nah, yeah, I always shied away from it, but I know like you know when you're a kid, you had like sleepovers and that. And
yeah,
people, like prank calls, like it happened quite a bit, eh? Like,
yeah. I wasn't a prankster. I wasn't like a.
No, not like a cheeky fart bomb or like a.
Oh yeah, fart bombs are good. Yeah, but like I would rather have someone on. Like I'd tell a story and get someone to believe that I was doing something. Like, but like I couldn't do it over to an adult. But like I could always manipulate people my age.
Oh jeez, sorry. Too much sugar tonight. The squirms are getting to me.
Oh no. Where'd the Q come from? Another thing that also like this, I was thinking about this the other day. Another thing that we kind of don't really talk about now, or like kids don't have to do now, is part and parcel of taking a day off sick when you were young was having to watch the trashy midday TV.
Oh, yeah.
Like you couldn't just sit and play Xbox and like this was before all of that. Like or even then like I wasn't allowed that in my bedroom. I didn't have a TV. Like mum wouldn't let me just sit and play PlayStation if I was off sick.
Yeah.
So I've got this like weird correlation in my brain of having the flu and watching Jeremy Kyle.
Sorry. Oh, that caught me off guard.
So like like in my head it's like I've got a sore throat, I'm gonna sit and watch DNA tests, because that was all it was. Like it was like I was 8 years old watching if some guy's the father of a child.
Did you not have Sky though? At least
No, I got Sky when we were older.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I can't relate all that much. We always had Sky, I think.
Oh no.
Or if I was sick, like my parents would take me to my grandparents.
Oh
There's definitely Sky there. And
no, my grandparents still don't have the internet.
What?
Yeah, my nana picked up a mouse once, like a computer mouse, and she's like,
"What is this foot pedal?"
And she was like, "This is a computer." And we were like, "Nope, it's the giant screen and box around like beside you." But my mum was also one of those mums that was like, "If you're sick, like, sleep."
Yeah, same. Massive advocate for sleep.
Yeah, but I was like, "But I'm not tired. I'm just ill."
Yeah. No, yeah, I know what you mean. I would be tired, but I would refuse. Like it was like, no,
dressing gown day.
It's like light outside. I'm not sleeping.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Like not the amount of times, but like it definitely happened when I was young of doing something quite naughty and being sent to bed at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon and just having to lay there while it was light, or being sent to bed when we had people over with no food. And like being like, nah, you want to be a dick? Like, no dinner, go to bed. And just laying there staring at the ceiling in broad daylight in my pajamas, being like, everyone's outside playing right now. I can hear them. This sucks.
Oh.
Trash
You'd
my
think like
bedroom.
the world was over.
Yeah.
Just be like, damn, that's
But
ruined
in
everything.
hindsight, Mum was just right, and I needed a good night's sleep because I was getting cranky.
It was a good way to discipline though. Like, you know, obviously you don't hit your kids and that, but we grew up with different times. But it's a good way to discipline, right? You make a mistake or you fuck up, then you're gonna miss out on having a good time with your mates or being out and having fun.
Yeah.
It all fucking like changed though as soon as you turn into a teenager. I don't know if it was like the times changed as well, or it was just we got older. It was
interesting. Talking to my parents about it, they said that watching Super Nanny completely changed the way they parented.
Really?
Yeah. Like my dad was like, he was like 100% like that completely changed the way I approached raising you.
Ah.
Because he was like, before that, it would just fucking knocked your block off if you were going to keep being a dick.
Yeah.
But he was like, nah, he like learned to like, he was like, it taught them that no, there's like the kids actually feeling something too, and you can find common ground and work through it.
Damn, go Super Nanny. I never watched that.
I did. I loved seeing other kids get told. Like, that's like where you just see like kids just do stupid shit, and you're like, who would ever do that?
I've probably done worse as an adult.
That's the thing. I'm so happy I chilled out as I got older.
Yeah, it took me a while.
Yeah, nostalgia. What else have we got? Oh, New York got rid of their last payphone in May 2012 and replaced them with Wi-Fi stations and charging blocks. I had that note in case the conversation went that way, and it didn't. Instead, we're talking about raising children.
And American politics. Go
Yeah.
figure. We are not American, nor do we have children.
No, but we do like worms from space. I've been reading about Santeria a lot lately. The religion scares the shit out of me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Elaborate. What is Santeria?
Santeria is a cube. It's like an Afro.
Santeria.
Yeah.
I know that song.
Yeah. So he doesn't practice it.
Right. Okay. That
Yeah.
makes sense. It's a religion.
Yeah. It's like an Afro-Cuban religion that was come from West Africa. So when they got brought into Cuba as slaves, they weren't allowed to practice their traditions, and Cuba was heavily Christian or Catholic, I can't remember. And instead of that, they mixed the two together. So they mixed West African with, I think it's Catholicism or Christianity. Fuck, that probably matters. But so they had like deities, because they saw it as they were like a monotheistic religion, which meant that they had one god, but then they had a whole lot of things around it, and they didn't consider them gods. They considered them that they were once people, so they were deities.
Right.
Much like how we like canonize saints in like Catholicism.
Yeah.
And they had to, so pretty much you live, and then once you die, you become a saint. So you're like a real person that did something.
So
That's called being canonized.
Sick.
Yeah.
Is there no living saints?
No, you can't. You have to die to become a saint.
All right. Saint Tupac. So continue.
But yeah, they used like the 12 saints. Pretty well, they aligned these saints with their deities, and they kind of each represented the same thing. And they would pretend like they were practicing like the Cuban religion when they were actually practicing the West African thing. And then obviously through time, they kind of mingled together.
Ooh.
But it's weird, like there's certain things, like if anyone knows Joey Diaz, the comedian, he's always on Joe Rogan and stuff like that. He was raised on Santeria. So he said that his mum was full Cuban. Like he was like, you'd go. So their thing is like, when you are brought into Santeria, you're given a deity, and like it might not be one you want, but it's supposedly the one you need. And they would have these like ceremonies where people would be in the room, and the priests and the priestesses, they've got names, and they would all be singing and dancing in that. And eventually they said the mood, I was listening to a podcast about a guy that was in it and got out of it, and he said the mood suddenly changes, and one person will start moving weird, and they'll start talking, and they'll take on different personalities. And
Whoa.
he said that it's the 12, or the
12 disciples.
it's the gods moving through them, and they become possessed. And he's like, I saw someone eat a jar and their mouth didn't bleed. And he was like,
what?
Yeah, and he was like, I saw an old man that used a cane get up and dance around the room and everything. And he was like, but then when they talk to you, they'll talk to each person as the deity that they have been given, so that you walk around the room and give advice. And they said each one pertained to that person's life, even if they don't know their story, but it's told from the angle that they're possessed from.
Whoa.
And it would be like, but there's crazy things like you're not allowed to do business with 3 people because 2 of them will always turn on you. And that's like when these things get told to you, you have to like follow it because they'll know. And this guy said that he was a rapper at the time and he was like, I want fame. And he was like, as soon as I went into it, I started getting the money and everything. And then he was like, you have to have a shrine in your house and you have to offer things up. So you have to offer food or water, candy, toys or something, because the god, like the first god that you encounter, not god, but like deity that you encounter, that he likes those sort of things. It's like a child. So you offer candy and stuff like that. And if you don't spend time with it, you let the food rot. He said that he got a phone call. He didn't talk to anybody, but he got a phone call from the lady that was possessed that kind of brought him into it. She was like, they're mad at you. What have you done?
Oh,
and then he was like, holy shit. And then he said from there his rap career just like fell apart.
What?
And he couldn't get it back. And they said but then it gets kind of like odd in the sense of when things are really bad, like you can offer your food and that, but then they said when it gets bad, you have to offer like something else. So like, that's when they're like a
sacrifice?
Yeah, like they behead a chicken. Or if it's big enough, you have to do a 4-legged animal, and that's when they like kill a goat.
God
and
damn.
then you have to eat the meat. And so I've been reading up on that. That's like, I was like...
So I've been dabbling in Santeria.
I said to the lady, I was like, I said to her, I was like, look, man, like, call me crazy, but I think we need to keep like a bowl of candy in the house. And she was like, I'll eat it. And I was like, well, we can't.
Just in case it's Halloween. I don't know.
Something goes up. Like, it gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah,
and people's like, this guy was saying that when he got out of it, he was like, read more into the religion. He said he went on a date with a girl, and she was Cuban, and she was like, those people they're not praising deities, they're all demons.
Oh.
And it's like, it's a demonic thing. And then
surely there's a movie on this shit. Like that's like the perfect premise for like a horror film.
It's like 70% of people in Cuba are like practicing Santeria.
What the fuck? Like, what do they gain from it?
There's a professor. Like, a lot of people said, like, I would listen to another talk with a professor, and she's like a master of Latin culture or something like that. Like, that was her thing. And she said, she was like, I also practice Santeria. And she was like, there's just this thing of this confidence that I walk around with that someone's got my back, that I'm covered, and that like good things will happen to me.
Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a religious person.
Neither.
But when I hear that side of it, yeah, I agree. That scares the shit out of me. Like, I think if I was to witness it with my own eyes, it would be the biggest, like, nope.
Yeah.
Like, I would hightail it out of there.
He just, like, the guy that I listened to, actually, I'll see what the podcast was called.
Like, that's actually insane.
It was really interesting.
I mean, it would also be kind of nice to know, like, when your spirit or whatever, your demon or your deity speaks to you and gives you that piece of advice, you'd be like, sweet, all right.
Yeah.
Only business with 2 people.
Yeah, or it's like, like Joey Diaz said, he was like, I have to wear a white T-shirt on Mondays. Like, so I still do it. And then he was like, because it's like, white's like a sign of peace.
But is that like nearly like horoscope-y? Sorry to all the horoscope people out there, but you know what I mean? Like, is it more like quite a broad thing?
It is, but I think it's like, there's a part of me that's like, dude, this goes way back into like West African, like...
Yo. And a lot of religions are like...
Yoruba? I think it's called Yoruba, like, is the African version.
But like, there's a lot of religions that are like that, aren't they? That all tie into each other, have very similar beliefs, standards, same like people, like the same numbers of people all kind of cross up.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, I think...
Catholic, sorry, it is Catholic, not Christian.
I think, like, I don't know, this is my take, might be a hot take, but like, it was probably something that happened a long time ago, and it was like something real that has happened, and then it just over the years it is diluted into different religions, but they're all talking about the same thing.
Santeria has no Bible. It's all word of mouth stories from elders. Nothing's ever kept on record because like it's just there. They were like
Until
they
now.
said no. It's so hush hush. Like he was like, what goes on in a ceremony? And she's like, until you're at the level to enter a ceremony, I could never tell you. She was like, I can't tell my family what goes on at the ceremonies that I go to until they're allowed to go to them. Like it's so hush hush about everything.
See, that's making me more. Bringing more of the skeptic out of me.
The whole thing's skeptic.
Yeah, but the way that you like started with the eating a jar and fucking dancing cripples and shit. That's just,
no. That's in front of everybody.
Yeah, I know that like that scares me, but just some of the stuff like, I mean, fuck, a magician can do that, but you know what I mean? Like nothing's written down, and I don't know now, and like wearing like the broadness of wearing white t-shirts or whatever. I think that's like the camera just died. Well, it was good to see you. If you're listening on audio,
what?
Yeah, special take on Santeria.
Yeah. That whole like business and thing, like that's like one person's small niche thing because Joey Diaz is like, guys, people know him. That's why I used his example. But for other people, it's very like there's plenty of examples, and I encourage people to read about it. It's actually really interesting.
Just don't practice it.
Nah.
No.
But yeah, kind of. It was Monday morning, and I woke up and I was like, I had it on my brain, and I was like, I need to know this. And I spent the whole day, like I was obviously working, but when I work, I can listen to stuff because I'm on the computer, and all day just crunching it, reading articles at lunchtime. And by the end of the day, I was like, shit, okay.
Far out. See, I don't get like that when I figure, like something like that, how you've woken up, start of the day.
I've never thought about Santeria in my life.
No, like it just mean in general, the topic or subject. And then you're like, I have to know, and you'll dig deep and you'll find out like everything. And I'll just do like a quick Google search. Yeah. The first thing that pops up. I'll be like, the more you know, and I'm happy with that. Like I'm happy with just like
I am like that as well. But this like piqued my interest. Anything that's like
looking for a new hobby again.
Yeah,
like,
it'll make the list.
Yeah, alongside skydiving, painting.
Oh, dude, and you need to see the ladies list.
We won't see the other thing.
Yeah, the ladies keeps a list of my phases as such, and it is lengthy.
I want to see this. Is this like Andy Zinger's?
Yeah. It's things that I was into for a really short period of time and either didn't follow through with, or some of them I did. Like the whole shaving my head was ages ago on the list, and then eventually I did it.
It's looking quite long now. Well,
my hair grows so fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think it's just the cap as well as making it look.
Yeah. Should we yuck and yum?
Yeah.
And then we'll fucking put a pin in this baby. This has been a fun episode.
It has a lot of laughs.
Yeah, Space Worms feels like a lifetime ago.
Yo, I don't have a yuck for this week in particular.
I've got a heavy yuck.
Oh, you go and I'll have a last minute think.
My yuck this week. 1 flicks, 2 flicks, Netflix, blue flixed. Have you ever been blue flixed? Because I've been blue flixed. And what I mean by blue flixed, people, is when you search for a movie on Netflix and it lets you and suggests the movie you're looking for only to tell you that they don't have it.
What? That's a thing?
You can search. If you want to watch One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, you can write One Flew and then Netflix will suggest One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and then it will just come up with a bunch of movies like it.
Oh, yeah.
Don't suggest it unless you have it.
Yeah, fucking A. Fuck yeah.
I call it getting blue flixed. You can call it getting, I don't know, net dicked.
No, that just sounds like Netflix and chill, but
yeah,
R18 version.
I was thinking blue balled, so that's where blue flicks came from.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
1 flick, 2 flick,
red flick,
no flick,
bean flick.
Pinch and roll, boys.
Every worm for himself.
Well, you've kind of sparked something, and then if we're talking like Netflix and that, I just finished up Game of Thrones. Decided to move to because Peaky Blinders season 6 had moved on to Netflix, and I was very excited. I love this TV series, and was very excited to see the next installment. I don't know if this is only the first half and there's going to be a second half, or if there's going to be a season 7. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it.
That's it.
But
Wait. I need to see what's on Netflix because I didn't watch it on Netflix.
okay.
So I don't know where it ends.
Yeah, maybe there's still more episodes coming. I don't know. I got to 6 episodes in.
Actually, that sounds about right.
No, it is actually. I googled that part.
It came out on Sky Go a year ago.
Yeah, and I've been avoiding it because I don't know. I don't know. It just feels different when it comes out on Netflix. It's like, yeah finally.
Yeah.
And I was a little bit let down, and that's going to be my yuck for the week. I watched the 6 episodes, I think, over the last 2 weeks or so, and I was a little bit let down. But I have to say it's an understandable yuck because Cillian Murphy, like, he was pretty much ready to call it quits, and if he'd called it quits and just left it how it was on like season 5, it would have been a bit like, I
think he got a bit busy towards the end of that.
Yeah,
and he said he was sick of the character, sick of the fucking haircut, and really put it to bed.
So it's like a hidden yum, I guess. Like, thank you for playing that role and giving it a proper ending. Although it wasn't the greatest season, it was kind of like at least nicely to wrap it up in a bow. But it would have been cool to like take like a sick way out. Yeah, you know, like you could have done a lot to that.
Did you say that people thought that there was a movie getting made?
No, I'm not. No, I didn't say.
Yeah, there was rumors going around, but what they were what people were thinking it was now was that they saw pictures of Cillian Murphy on the Oppenheimer set because it's like the same sort of clothing. And then he saw photos of that, and they're like, he's filming a Peaky Blinders movie, but it's just the Christopher Nolan movie that's coming out.
Yeah, that Oppenheimer looks really good.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. I think, Cillian Murphy, he loves like bigger films and stuff, I think.
Yeah, he's got like ties with Christopher Nolan as well.
Yeah, I think the whole like Peaky Blinders stuff was more like that was like his project, and he was the star. It was the same reason why Joe Cole left, who plays John Boy. He wanted to get into more serious roles and headline them, and he did that. Where he was in like a Black Mirror episode and Gangs of London. He would like headline that, and he's doing well.
Typecasted, yeah.
Oh yeah, massively.
I suppose that's what you got to avoid with those timepiece things. Like, it's so hard. Once you become a timepiece actor, you're a timepiece actor, I guess. Yeah,
but he's still young. He could. Yeah, relatively, he can develop and change.
We talked about this with like Timothy Chalamet, Florence Pugh, and that, and Anya Taylor-Joy, how they've already under their belt, they've already got these. They've managed to do the new and the old in terms of like timepiece versus like a new drama. Even Timothy Chalamet dabbled in comedy. Yeah,
it's cool to see the new generation coming through.
It is. I like it.
Yeah,
yums.
Yeah, I feel like we might have the same yum.
I don't think we will. I knew what your yum might be, so I've gone in a different direction.
I thought we would have the same yum, so I went in a different direction.
We 100% don't have the same yum.
Okay. So who says the yum that we were both going to have?
You can.
All right. Well, I'll start with the other one first. I got 2 yums for this week. First of all, on... What's today? Tuesday. Yeah, so yesterday... Boss came into work, took us out for lunch.
Nice.
That doesn't happen very often in our company. I know maybe smaller companies it happens a little bit more often, or smaller, closer companies get to go out for lunch more often. Like we do it as a team. When like my crew in the city will go out for lunch, everyone behaves for their own thing. But he came in on Monday and took us out for lunch.
On me, boys.
Yeah, it was nice. That's just a little subtle yum.
Yeah.
So last night for us was the 95th annual Oscars award show. And my yum for this week has to go to the man himself, Brendan Fraser, winning Best Actor after all those years away from Hollywood, being bullied out of Hollywood, going through depression, divorce, everything he's been through and all the hardship. To come back on a role like this and go out on a whim and do such an amazing job. I actually haven't even seen the film yet. However,
he does really good.
I've heard from you and critics and things like that it is phenomenal. And regardless if I've seen the film or not, I'm just so happy for him. He was a childhood like hero.
Yeah.
And just to see him come back after all those like naysayers and bullies is like,
see the
sit down.
The makeup team got
they got an Oscar as well.
Deservedly so.
Fuck yeah, it was all prosthetics, no CGI in that. So
yeah,
good on them.
So
also, oh god, I'm gonna Quay. I can't say the start of his name. It's like
Ki Hoi Kwan.
Yeah, that guy. I fucked it royally anyway.
Yeah, I think it's
Tenzing Norgay. He was a childhood star in The Goonies and also Indiana Jones Temple of Doom?
Yeah.
Temple of Doom?
Raiders of the Lost Ark? Temple of Doom, yeah.
One of those two. And his story is phenomenal as well. Like his mum brought him over to the US. Like they lived in refugee camps and he was a child actor and stuff like that. Couldn't find a job for 30 years. Acting, tried to change his name.
Did well behind the camera?
Yeah, went to film school, got a degree and stuff, and tried to pursue his career, and all while still staying like good mates with Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
And Steven Spielberg would send him Christmas cards and hampers every Christmas for like the last 35 years from when he was a child actor in his films, and then goes on to win Best Supporting Actor. And I was just like,
damn, nice.
2 guys
Big
this year,
turnaround.
and the 2 girls, all of them very, very deserving.
Yeah.
But just to see those 2 come back, like they were away from Hollywood for so long, and in such like a, what's the word I'm trying to say? Like an uncertain time in film and TV.
Yeah.
And you get these 2 like heroes that come back to save the day. It's
that was good, man. I think
story.
like I understand that the Oscars have become like, you know, they may have lost the glitz and glam that they used to have with this whole like, you know, fucking Hollywood turning to shit kind of thing. But I don't know. I think there's still a place for it. I mean, I know a lot of people disregard what's happened, like, and then they're, you know.
But I feel like these 2 guys, especially that one in these categories. I know you're not just talking about this one itself. But those 2 guys are like the furthest from all the bullshit that's happening in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so good to see.
It is.
You know, it's not.
It's nice to see the good guy get a win. You know.
Fucking A.
Yeah. No one fucking slapped anybody.
Yeah. What the fuck?
God. Talk about out of touch, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that going to be the one you were expecting?
Yeah. That was the one I was expecting.
Yeah.
My yum this week goes to Finn Tyak.
Oh, yeah. The boy, shout him out.
Yeah,
Finn.
Finny T. He's a listener.
Vinny.
Yeah, Big Vin. The Vin dog, Big Vin Petrol.
I don't know why I'm looking at the camera. That thing's gone. I'm like nodding at the camera, like pointing at the camera.
He's got his first he's doing his first like being a co-driver for a rally race this weekend.
Sick.
Yeah.
What can that guy like? He's like a pilot, a rally car co-pilot, and he's like the meanest MC on drum and bass.
Yeah.
He's got it all.
But yeah, he was telling me today how he had to buy his fire retardant undies. And
was he having like a Vindaloo curry the night before or something?
Yeah. Little Vindaloo tea. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought it was pretty fucking sick, man.
That
and
is
I don't know
cool.
if anyone's ever seen what like a POV from inside a rally car, but it's cuckoo bananas.
Oh, sorry, wrong film. Yeah.
Yeah. No Big John. But yeah, all right, guys, that wraps up episode 57 of Off Topic. If we're talking about fake taxi, it's time to call it quits.
Watch out for those raining worms, guys, and do not listen to American scientists.
Yeah.
Especially if it comes out like
If the
via
iguana
the media.
lands on you, yeah. Hey, if you guys are new here from potentially any of our clips that have been around recently, what up? Hope you stick around. Just if you didn't know, I'm Jared. That's Andy. We do this together. We keep pointing at the camera that's turned off now. And we're Off Topic. You guys can find us on Instagram at Off Topic Chat. You can find Off Topic Potty. Hit the download on the episodes if you see them. Guys, tell your friends. Share some shit around. Tag us if you see it. We love to see our stuff getting out there with the listeners. And yeah. Have a fantastic week, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Later.